Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Achapadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, to rule and teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. See, I have an article here in the Al Jazeera, whatever. It says, is the Iran war really costing the U.S. $2 billion per day? It says the Pentagon has not yet released an official estimate on the cost of the U.S. war on Iran. It says the U.S.-Israel war on Iran continues to escalate. And just to say, it's going to continue to escalate. There is going to be no diminish of this. You dumb fucking Americans, and I'm saying it bluntly like that, you dumb idiot Americans, and I hope all you Americans watch this video, you dumb idiots. Okay, I'm not even going to make this statement, talking about the Bible. We all, the ones who are in the know the Bible is correct and what's about to escalate here. But you dumb Americans don't understand what your elected official has gotten you into. Through your lack of empathy, you would never understand why Iran is moving the way they're moving. So let me give you some empathy that you should install inside your dumb, minuscule, peanut-sized, smooth brain heads. You Americans. Imagine if someone comes into your house, kills your dad, kills your daughter, kills your mother, and then leaves, and then comes back and says, oh, can we just have peace now? Because that's exactly what's going on. Iran is looking like, you just killed the leader of my entire state, and now you're asking for a peace? You just surprised attacked me and started this entire conflict, and you're asking for a ceasefire? Nah. I'm getting this back in blood. And now Iran has put their elected official, has chosen their elected official, and it is the son of the late Khamenei's who was the original leader of Iran. It is his son ruling the Iranian leadership now. That's who's ahead. So what kind of path do you think he's on? You killed my dad, and you killed his 14-month-old daughter. Israel and the United States have murdered the daughter and the father of the new leader of Iran. Do you think he's going to accept any peace treaty, any ceasefire? There is no negotiations going. What's happening is Iran is going to eliminate, or wants to, I'm going to say wants to, not going to, because the scriptures say something otherwise. Iran wants to eliminate all presence of the United States in the Middle East and the Gulf area. They want them out. And then on top of that, they are going to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Why? So there is no surprise attack anymore. Trump just came out with a statement saying Iran has more missiles than what we thought. No fucking shit, Sherlock. America's screwed. So let me say this to Iran. America is not going to leave the Gulf area. What's going to happen in turn, what you're doing, Iran, even though you're winning this war, and you're not going to win this war, no one's going to win this war but the Israelites, according to the scriptures. When you read Revelation 17 and 18, Israel's going to win this. And I'm not talking about the Israelis. I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites. I'm talking about the so-called Native Americans, so-called Negroes, and the so-called Hispanics, who everyone overlooks and everyone persecutes. That's who's going to win this war. Now, you're going to think I'm crazy for saying that, for those who are watching this and don't know anything about the Bible. But the Bible is only about the Israelites, so why wouldn't they win? But anywho, Iran is winning this war right now. They will decimate Israel, that puny of a state. They have already dismantled their entire air defense system, in a sense of they they've made Israel deplete them by sending 15, 20-year-old missiles. They haven't even, Iran hasn't even started shooting their newest missiles. They haven't even started shooting their 1-ton missiles. You see? Yes, it's costing US $2 billion per day to fight this fucking war of your tax money, of the money that you pay daily. Since last week, 2 congressional sources told United U.S. broadcasters, MSN Now, that the war is costing the United States an estimate of $1 billion a day. A day later, Politico reported that the U.S. Republicans on Capitol Hill privately fear the Pentagon is spending close to $2 billion a day on the war. Inflation's happening. You see the gas prices skyrocketing. Grocery store is gonna go crazy here in a second, and all this was prophesied in the Bible. It has been prophesied by so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans since 1969. No one wants to listen. And that is fine. That is totally fine. I did another Google search. It says as of March 2026, this month, it's still early March, U.S. conflict with Iran is estimated to be costing between roughly $1 billion to $2 billion per day. Do you think America can keep that shit up? Because I don't. You take this back to First Maccabees real quick. First Maccabees 1, chapter 3. We're going to start at like verse 27, and I'm going to read this. It says, now when King Antiochus or Antiochus heard these things, he was full of indignation. Wherefore he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. He opened up also his treasures, and gave his soldiers pay for a year, commanding them to be ready whensoever he should need them. Nevertheless, when he saw the money of his treasures failed, and that the tributes in the country were small. Exactly. It says, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed, and that the tributes in the country were small. Meaning you tax-paying bitch-ass Americans. Your tax-paying money isn't enough. There's a whole reason why when Trump got into office in the beginning, in the inception of his term, he was heavily involved with Elon Musk, and they were talking about dividends, okay? Giving dividends back out to the American people, okay? Instead of tax returns, okay? Meaning he's trying to eliminate the IRS from you niggas getting tax returns. Because here's another thing. When you ever get it saved, especially if you have a kid, it's almost like $2,200 a kid. When you get your tax return, that's money that the IRS has to give back to you dumbass niggas. And Trump was like, no, we're going to keep that shit. But you're still going to continue to pay taxes and work like a slave that you are. That's why he was trying to diminish and get rid of the IRS, which sounds good to some people because, I'm not going to get audited or I don't owe anybody. But for a lot, it's not, because you're expecting that $6, $8, $10, $12,000 check because you spread your fucking bitch ass legs and had 18 kids, and now you get almost $2,000 a kid, and then fuck off with the money. A lot of people didn't want that to happen. Instead, Trump was trying to do dividends. When you go research this shit, he was trying to do that shit with Elon Musk. It fell through, didn't really go through. So the IRS is still active. But now, he's done gone to a war that cost him $1 billion to $2 billion a fucking day. Do you think your measly ass dollars can pay for this war? Fuck no. All right? And most people are not with it. And when you go back in history and you look at World War I, II, Revolutionary War, War 1812, Civil War, all this shit, whenever America went to war, all the Americans took hand, in a sense, try to take a part in the war, regardless if they're on the front lines or not. Americans decided to go into manufacturing shops to manufacture ammunition and med supplies, food, MREs. It created jobs. In this case, people not wanting to fight this war. don't want nothing to do with this war. So what makes you think? Okay, what makes you think? What makes you think that he can keep this up? Because a lot of y'all don't even want to. Y'all don't even want to partake in this. Matter of fact, let me find this real quick. Having a brain fart right now. Psalm 127. It says in 2, it says, it is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Right. It says to eat the bread of sorrows. This is the money that you make, and that's taxed. Bread of sorrows. Do you think bread of sorrows is a lot of income? No, it's not. So $2 billion a day to stay in Iran or fight Iran, how long is that going to last? It's not going to last. We're in the American public is going to feel the decisions. Is going to feel the decisions of Trump. Verse 29 again. 1 Maccabees 3 and 29. Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed, and that the tributes in the country were small because of the dissension, I just want to get this word. Disagreements. It says, and that's exactly what I was saying. It says, in that the tributes in the country were small because of the dissension, meaning disagreements. Disagreements among the public. They don't want to pay tribute to this dumbass war that you got them in. They didn't agree with this in the first place, so why would I want to pay for it? It says, in plague, which was brought upon the land, and taken away the laws which had been of old time, he feared that he should not be able to bear the charges any longer, nor to have such gifts to give so liberally, as he did before, for he had abounded above the kings that were before him. Wherefore, being greatly perplexed in his mind, he determined to go into Persia, there to take the tributes of the countries. What the fuck did America do? They went to Venezuela because they were perplexed in the mind. Damn, this is how much it's going to cost to go against Iran? So they went into fucking Venezuela to take the tributes to that country, and that's still not enough. They went to Venezuela to get that oil because they knew going to Iran would shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and to gather much money. It's cooked. It's cooked. Iran is not going to stop until Israel is completely flattened and the United States is out of the Gulf area. And what's crazy is, again, Iran is a BRICS nation. China or Russia has not stepped in yet. Well, Russia kind of stepped in, but not as in a sense of a force like that. They haven't even stepped in yet. You think Israel and the United States can fight that? Fuck no. And that's what's going to lead to what's going to be talked about, what's talked about in Revelation. All nuclear warfare. 200 million missiles coming to America. That's what it's going to end. This conflict that we're seeing right now is not going to end. America's spending $2 billion. Welcome to the fucking global reset. And a lot of you don't understand. Y'all still going lollygagging and doing whatever the hell you're doing today, thinking shit is going to go back to normal and the war is going to end, whether the United States loses or wins. No, this is going to go on. You're going to feel it. Jacob's trouble is going to hit. The MOTB is going to be implemented, and all your money is going to be gone. Goodbye. And if you're not a servant of the Lord is not going to repent himself from of you, like he said in Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll get it real quick and then I'll close it. Deuteronomy 32 and 36, it says, "For the Lord shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants when he seeth their power is gone and there is none shut up or left." Right. He's going to remember his servants. He's going to forgive his servants, the ones who try to come back to him when they saw the impeding danger coming and apologize. Say, hey, look, I don't want none of the part of that. I apologize. I'm sorry. And none of you niggas are doing that. So the Lord's going to come after you. He's going to judge you. Okay? So that's about all I have. Man, get ready for this hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is going to be it's not even going to be a good enough name for the money default we're about to see here. It's not, hyperinflation is not the phrase anymore. It's good. Call it the death dollar. Call it that. You ain't going to be able to afford anything because your money's dead. So Lord willing, this is edifying to give all glory on it. Because Salakia, your money's dead because the United States is spending $1 billion to $2 billion a day to be over there in Iran. Your money's dead, Americans. It's done. This is done. It's over with. There's no going back. This is over. Again, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Akakwadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, alone and teach well. Peace up, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Until the next time, we'll say shalom, and like always, repent. For Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believe. Shalom.